In this video, we're going to be going over what is an independent variable and what is a dependent variable. But before we go into those directly, let's talk about what a variable is. A variable is a factor or attribute that can be measured or controlled in a scientific study. Variables can be either dependent or independent. An independent variable is the factor that is being manipulated or changed in an experiment, while a dependent variable is the factor that is being measured or observed as a result of the independent variable. Let's look at an example. We're conducting an experiment to see how different amounts of sunlight affect plant growth. Now, we'll have a series of plants. Some of them are being given 12 hours of sunlight, some of them are being given 6 hours of sunlight, and some of them are being given 3 hours of sunlight. The independent variable would be the amount of sunlight the plants are receiving as we are changing this factor. The dependent variable would be the growth of the plants, as we are measuring this factor as a result of the changes in sunlight. It's important to note that the dependent variable is dependent on the independent variable, or at least seems to be. That's what the model is trying to approximate. That's not always going to be the case, but that's what you're trying to find. For example, when looking at a model, you may find that an independent variable does not influence a dependent variable. In some cases, there will be other variables that will be affecting the model or what you're looking at, and they're called confounding variables. So those are variables that are outside what you're measuring, and I have a video that goes over what a confounding variable is. Now, I've been talking mostly of experimental independent variables. Another variable I'm going to bring up right here is what's called a subject variable. And a subject variable is typically a categorical variable that is used in studies such as surveys, where they will ask maybe what your sex is, what your income level is, what your race or ethnicity is. These are demographics that you cannot change. You cannot change on a person, and so you cannot experiment with them. Now, they may factor or matter, but the way you understand the nature of that variable is very different from being able to manipulate a variable like sunlight to plants. That's just something I wanted to add because it is very important to understand that independent variables are not all the same. In conclusion, the independent variable is the factor that is being changed or manipulated, or a subject variable like demographics, while the dependent variable is the factor that is being measured or observed as a result of the independent variable. Thank you for watching, and stay nerdy, my friends.